Good day, traders from all over the world. This is your boy once again, Tapelo from Tapelo Investment Tradings, right? So welcome once again to our YouTube channel. So on this video, we will be breaking out the trends, trading the breakout strategy using the trends, right? Remember, just to recap, we always talk about the breakouts, right? This is where our main focus is at. The breakouts, right? Meaning that we are technical traders, right? So it's very important to know what kind of a trader your mentor is, or the kind of person that you are looking forward to, or the one that is teaching you all those things, right? So you must know what kind of strategy they use. You must know whether they are fundamental or technical traders, because mostly, especially when it comes to signal providers, you find out that you join a group or a particular group on Telegram, WhatsApp, or whatsoever, right? And only to find out they only send signals, but you don't know whether those signals are for fundamentals or for technical, right? So remember, the breakout strategy, we use technical analysis, right? I'm a technical trader, I use technical analysis. And then the third option is, remember, this strategy applies mostly on NAS100 and US30. Yes, you can also trade the breakout strategies on currencies, any currency pair of your choice, right? But mostly we focus on NAS100 and US30 at Tapelo Investment Tradings, right? And then the fourth key, remember, we only trade this strategy on a New York session only, after news release, right? That's when the market starts to operate. So we only focus on the New York session. Firstly, the breakout strategy, this is our strategy that we use, right? Only focus on the breakout strategies, only focus on the breakouts. Then remember, we are technical traders. I know I've been going through the comments of our previous videos, and then a lot of traders were asking whether I'm a fundamental or a technical trader, or can you trade the breakouts for fundamentals. No, we only focus on the technical part, right? And then we focus on NAS100 and US30 at Tapelo Investment Tradings, but you can also trade this breakout strategy using currency pairs of your choice, right? Or any indices of your choice, right? And then the most important thing, again, we focus on the New York session, right? I hope this was clear enough. I hope this was clear enough. And thank you very much for those who have been commenting and subscribing, and those who have been wishing us good news. Thank you very much on this wonderful new year. Right now, we are trading the breakouts on trends. Right? Now we are talking about the trends. It's either, firstly, you can have an uptrend, right? You have an uptrend, and then yes, secondly, you can have a downtrend. So downtrend, right? So the most important thing we know about forex is that you must never go against a trend, and also a trend must be your what? Your friend, right? So mostly when you trade in the trends, that's where we mostly make enough profit. Why? Because now we treat the trends as our friend. In other words, we don't go against a trend, but we correspond with the trend. If the trend goes on an upside or in a bullish movement, we buy, right? And then if a trend goes on a downside or a bearish movement, we do what? We sell. So mostly, one thing about the trends is this: an uptrend, that is where we buy, right? That's where we find the bullish movements, right? And then the downtrend, that is where we sell. That's where we find the bearish movements, right? And then the uptrend, bullish, or the bias, is also known as a what? As a demand, right? That's where the demand zone is at. Remember the supply and demand zones, right? So when you buy, or when the market is going on a bullish movement, or when the market is at your support level, that is where we expect to buy, right? Meaning that the market is at the demand, the buyers are there, right? And then the downtrend, we sell meaning that we expect the market to go on a bearish movement, meaning that that's where we have the supply zone, right? That's where we have the supply zone, meaning that the sellers are very strong at that price, right? So here are the few examples. Remember, when you have this kind of a scenario, meaning that the market is going on an upside, this is an uptrend, right? And then when the market is going on a downside, simply means now the sellers are very strong in motion. Now we have a downtrend, right? Now, if the market is trending, it simply means either the buyers at that price or the buyers that are taking over, they are very strong. They have a high impact in the market. The velocity is very strong, right? Now, when you talk about a downtrend, it simply means the sellers are very strong. They are taking over at that time or at that scenario, right? Or in that particular day or even a week. So remember, one thing about trends, the pair can trend in a week going in one direction. Simply meaning that the market can trend in a week going on an upside for the whole week, right? Or going on a downside for the whole week, right? The market can trend for a month, right? Still going on a downside or on an upside, right? Or even a day. The market can just go on a bullish trend for just a day or a bearish trend for just a day, right? Now I'm going to show you now how to identify the principles of our breakout strategy using the trends, or how to identify them in trends, right? Never go against the trend. The most important thing about trends is that never go against them. Treat them as your friend. Now remember, the principles of a breakout, right? First things first, we have to know where our support level is, right? Remember, on our previous videos, we went to this. Support level still applies on trends also. Let me just make it very clear. Support on trends, right? I mean breakouts on trends, sorry. And then secondly, resistance levels. Resistance level, right? Still have to apply this. Remember, the support level is where we buy. That's where the demand is at, right? And then the resistance level we sell, right? That's where the supply is at. Now, the most important thing just to highlight on this support level and resistance level is this. You sell high, right? Most important principles or most important key levels about this support and resistance level are this. You sell high, always sell high. When the market is at the highest level, when now the market is moving and now all of a sudden you've reached the highest level, right? And then now the market starts to change direction. It simply means now there is a strong holding resistance level at this price, right? So you are only allowed to sell at the highest level, right? And then you buy low. Meaning that when the market is going on a downside, just when the market starts to change direction and goes on an upside, that is where we expected to do what? To buy. Now we have our support level. So remember, the most important thing about the support and resistance level is you only sell high. You only sell at the highest level. Meaning that when the market reaches the highest price, right? That's where we expect to sell. And then when the market reaches the lowest price, that is where we expected to buy. So sell high and buy low, right? Hope this makes sense. Now, the most important thing is we are no longer talking about the market that is moving in this motion, meaning that the market keeps going on the downside and upside, downside, upside, right? Remember, we have the support, we have the resistance. But the difference is now we are talking about the trends. We are talking about the trend, right? Same thing applies. Same thing applies. Firstly, let's start with the uptrend. Firstly, let's look at how do you identify the breakout on an uptrend. Right now, I'm going to use a different different colors, so that our trend can make sense. Now, let's say this is a trend going on an upside. Remember, this is NAS100. Let's look at NAS100, right? See, this is a an uptrend on NAS100, right? Now, when you are in an uptrend, right? When you are in an uptrend, let me just clearly explain what I'm doing now, so that everyone can understand what's happening here. All right. So the main thing is this: how to identify a trend. If you see the market going in this motion on an upside, right? So the lowest levels, that is where you will draw your line, right? And then your highest levels, that is where you will draw your line on an upside. Right now, the blue line below here simply represents the support level. We can use the trends, right, to find the support and resistance. So the lowest line below there is mainly used as the support level, right? And then the above line is used as our resistance level. So price action traders will tell you this: when the market touches your support level, they do what? They buy, right? They buy, right? When the market reaches the resistance level in a trade, in an uptrend, simply means when the market touches the resistance level, they sell, right? You don't trade inside the channel. You don't trade whatever that is happening inside the channel. You don't trade, but you only look for touches at the support and the resistance level only. Right now, Tapelo, but how do you sell in this kind of scenario? Right, where do you look for a possible downtrend, or the most profitable, meaning that if the market changes direction here, if we find a sell trend or a downtrend, simply means now we are going to make more profits. Right now the market is going to trend on a downside. Okay, now where do we find our sell in this situation or in this scenario? Remember, the most important thing is this is the support, this is the resistance. Now, where does our breakout strategy comes in? Right? So, breakout strategies, we all know. In this case, if we are using the breakout strategy, we don't trade anywhere around whatever that is happening. Why? Because the market is still moving inside a channel. Right? The market is still moving inside the channel. The only time we will sell Nasdaq in this scenario is when the market touches the support level again and breaks below. Right? Breaks below. And the most important thing again is, remember, we trade this on a 1 hour time frame. Always wait for the support level to get broken on 1 hour candle. If your 1 hour candle gets broken below your support level, that is where we expect the market to do what? To sell. And then it's either you can sell after the breakout on 1 hour candle, or you can wait. Firstly, what we know is this is what the market can do. The market can do what? Can break below and go to retest again the support level, because now the support level is broken. Right now it changes into our new resistance level. So in order for us to check if the resistance level that is holding here is very strong, the market has to touch it at least 2 times. Remember, to identify a strong resistance level, there must be at least 2 or more touches at that level, and the market must not break above. Meaning that if this is your resistance level, the market must test once, comes back, test twice, have a pullback, test for the third time at least, and then we know we have a strong holding resistance level, either once, twice, or 3 times, right? Or for the third time, sorry. So in order for us to see that, yes, now we are 100% sure that we're gonna have a strong impact on the sellers, is when the market goes back to retest again. Now what we have now is a resistance level. Remember, reason being is once the market breaks below the support level automatically changes into a resistance level, right? Let me write it down. When the support gets broken, automatically it changes into our new resistance level. So we no longer have the support level, but now we have a resistance level. That is why here we no longer have a support but a resistance level. So we are going to wait now to see what the market is going to do. We have to have what we call patience. A very important thing in the market. Have patience before you really know where the market is gonna go, or where the movement of the market is gonna go to, right? So if the market touches, remember, the market touched the support level firstly here, it broke below, right? Now we need the second touch at least to know that really the market is gonna change direction. Now if the market doesn't break for the second time this resistance level, it simply means now we have a strong holding resistance level. Now the market is going to sell, right? Now if the market doesn't break above, it simply means now the sellers are very strong. The sellers have occupied more strength, right? Now they have a high impact in the market, meaning that the sellers are taking over. So now that's where we expect to sell once the support level gets broken. But if the market keeps moving inside a channel like this, we don't trade. Okay, now I hope everything is clear. I hope this scenario was clear. Now let's get to the real chart. Now you have the information. Now we are going to show you how to trade this. Right, let me use different colors. We're still talking about the uptrend, trading the breakout strategy on an uptrend. So on the next video we will be talking about trading the breakout on a downtrend. Now okay, let me use a different color to make things very easy to understand. Right, now we're gonna see what is it that we look for in order to trade the breakout on this kind of a particular trade, right? Remember, NAS100 still applies. NAS100 says we only trade this strategy, right? Now let's have our own breakout there. So if you have a breakout there on a sell, so in order for us to take a trade here of a sell, we have to make sure that we are at the New York session. Right? So the New York session in South African time is at 4 o'clock, meaning that remember, we have fundamentals at 3:30. We have fundamentals. So we don't trade fundamentals because we are technical traders, right? So we wait first for the news to be released at 3:30. Then at 4 o'clock, that is where we do what? We look for possible entries around 4 o'clock. So sometimes you can have a breakout at around 4 o'clock, right? And then sometimes the breakout can take place at 5 o'clock there. Sometimes it can take place at 6 o'clock, right? So it doesn't matter as long as it's after the fundamentals, or as long as it's after the news release. So there might be no breakout at 4 o'clock. There might be no breakout at 5 o'clock, and we can get a possible breakout at 6 o'clock. Okay, so we only trade the New York session. The New York session takes place at 1 o'clock up to 8 o'clock on this side. I don't know, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock up there. I don't really remember. But the New York session starts at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, right? Exactly. So in order to identify that we have a very beautiful breakout there, in order for us to sell, we must make sure that it's at the New York session. So when the market breaks below your support level at the New York session, that is where we take a trade. We know 100% there's no way that we won't get in a downtrend. All right. So the most important thing is we have to follow the trend. When we have this kind of a scenario, when the market is moving inside, when the market is moving inside the channel, when the market is inside the channel, we don't trade. We don't take any trades. We don't trade. Right? When the market is inside the channel, meaning that this market is moving at a constant price. It's consolidating, but on an upside. Right? It simply means the market keeps retesting the same prices over and over, but there's no breakout. Keeps on testing the prices over and over, but there's no breakout. So we have to patiently wait for a breakout to take place, and then you can wait for a what? For a retest. We call this a retest. Now let me just remove what's happening here. So when it comes to entries, Tapelo, when it comes to entries, right, is we only wait for pullbacks. You can wait for a pullback, right? When it comes to entries, this is what we do. You can wait for a pullback. This is a pullback, right? So let me just make an example here. Now, the market keeps testing the same prices over in a consolidation or at a constant price, constant value. And then once the market breaks below, right, you can wait for a pullback. You can wait for the market to go and retest the same price, and then now you can sell from there. That's the first key, or the first option you can look for in an entry, or in order to look for possible entries, right? Then secondly, you can just wait for a what? For a breakout. You can just wait for 1 hour candle to break below and close below the support level. Then you can enter the trade. You can enter after the breakout, right? Remember the breakout and also the pullback. Remember, we are also trading on 1 hour time frame, right? So we're just gonna wait for just 1 hour candle to close. So this candle must close fully below, the body of the candle must close below the support level. Okay, then we do what? We sell right at the breakout. So you have two types of entries. You can enter at the pullback, or secondly, you can enter after the breakout. Mostly, remember, we view our chart on 1 hour time frame. That is where we trade the breakout strategy on, right? So if you have a breakout at let's say, for example, if you have a breakout at 1530, not 1530, at 1630, right? Simply means if you have a breakout here on a 15-minute time frame at 1630, it simply means you're going to wait for 5 o'clock to take place. Then you can take a trade. So at 4:30, we don't trade. We don't trade 30 minutes, right? Or we don't trade 15 minutes. We only wait for 1 hour candle to close. So we have to wait for a 1 hour to close. Then we can enter our trade. Okay? Right. Now, how do we scale in? There is a strategy or a principle we call scaling in the market, meaning that we are cheating the market now. So the most important thing is, as a trader, you know that based on your account, right, you cannot open multiple positions at the same time, right? But you can wait for the market to move right in your direction. Okay, then once you have a pullback and the market goes again into your direction, now you can have another entry of a sell. Right now the market moves into your direction. We know this is a downtrend. Now there's no way that the market will come back and go on an upside, because the uptrend is broken. The trend is no longer taking place. Now we look for what? For more sell opportunities. Right now you can have another pullback, and then the market can keep doing this. Then you just keep on selling. But remember, we are focusing on NAS100, and NAS100 is very volatile. So in order for us to be safe, make sure when you enter the second trade, your first trade is protected by the stop loss. So when you are in profit, make sure you move your stop loss in profit in order to secure your trade, right? So before you open the third trade, you must make sure the second trade is protected by the stop loss. So don't find yourself trading or opening multiples of trades like this, but your trades or your previous trades are not protected. So in order to protect your trade, one thing about the stop loss is this. In order to protect your trade, move your stop loss in profit. We all know, even if now the buyers regain strength, because we don't know whether the market is we don't know how long will the market continue to go on a downside. We don't control the market. Every trader knows that, right? So in order for us to be safe, we know there's a possibility that the market can regain strength and go on an upside for quite some time, right? So in case this happens, we all know that we are safe because all of our trades are protected by the stop loss. So even if the market can go in your opposite direction, you know you are safe. Why? Because your trade is protected by the stop loss. Okay, so that's the most important thing about trading an uptrend. In an uptrend, in order for you to look for sell opportunities, wait for the market to break below your support level. Remember, in a trend, the downside line, or the line that is below, it represents the support. That's where the buyers are at. That is why price action traders, when the market tests this support level, they buy in a trend. When the market comes there, they know the market is going to buy, right? Touches. If the market doesn't break, they buy, right? If the market doesn't break above, they sell. Why? Because this line above or on an upper side, it represents the what? The buyers, or it represents the resistance level. So we know if the market breaks the support level, that is where we are going to look for what? For possible sell opportunities. Okay? So once you sell from this level, simply means now you're going to look for another entry where when you have a what? A pullback or a retracement, right? When the market suddenly changes direction for quite some time. Because remember, the market doesn't just move in a straight line on a downside, but there will be those pullbacks. The market will keep on making those waves. So the market moves in a wave, kind of a movement, right? So the most important thing is, once you are on a trade, make sure once you're in profit, deep profit, make sure you move your stop loss to profit in order to do what? To protect your trade until it hits the take profit. So if it hits the stop loss, now we call it a win-lose situation. Yes, you won some profit, right? But the problem is your stop loss was hit. So it's a win-lose situation. Your stop loss was hit, but on profit. But if the market doesn't hit your stop loss and goes and hits your take profit, that's a what? That's a win-win situation. So in order for us not to blow accounts, trading the breakout strategy or trading with capital investment tradings, we always advise the students that no matter how good the trade is, make sure that you move your stop loss in profit, so that even if the stop loss is hit on profit, meaning that you will have a win-lose situation. So in this kind of way, there is no way that you will break, there's no way that you will blow your account. Okay, make sure you move your stop loss in profit. So on the next video, we will be looking on trading the breakout strategy on a downtrend. On a downtrend, because this was an uptrend. We were looking for sellers. So on a downtrend, we will be looking for what? For buy opportunities, right? So I hope you've enjoyed this wonderful video, and then please keep on commenting and keep on subscribing. And also our contact details are there on our description, and then our Telegram link is also there. Just make sure that you go through it, and then look for possible guidance, or look for possible services that we provide, right? So the most important thing is make sure that you get in touch with us so that you can learn more. Thank you very much.